Right, good evening everyone, welcome to another quiz. I thought I had this set up, but it seems to have moved a little bit. That's what I was doing, so yeah, we're running about 5 minutes late. Don't worry about that though, it's not like we're going anywhere, is it? If you haven't played before, and you want to enter the prize draw, just let us know you're playing, and a little bit later on, we'll allocate you a number, and then a number will be drawn at random at the end, and that decides who wins, basically. And the prize is some pick and mix sweets from. We've got a little bit of stock on the shelf behind us, just so you can see. Really, we're going to do 4 or 5 rounds. We've got a general knowledge round, a food round, some pictures, a Marmite round, and then we will finish with music. So if everybody's ready, I can't actually see who's playing or if anybody's really playing. My assistant is joining us tonight. She's playing Monopoly. Have a look. So we have 2 jobs to do at once. Right. Hello Jay, Jenny, Debbie, Kieran, John, Mama, Matt, Marianne, and if I've missed you off, sorry about that. On the other channel, Vasso's on, and I think we're all ready to go. So if you've got a pen and paper, obviously just write your answers down on a bit of paper at the end if you want to send them to us, and we'll read them out. It's a bit of fun after all. I've got my boot's all full of beer. You obviously drink aware and all that lot. There is a link down in the description thing somewhere, or there should be. And this thing keeps pinging. Just having a look. Excellent. Right, we'll get started. First knowledge as first knowledge. I've only had 1 sip of the beer. The first round is general knowledge. Some of it's based loosely on the news, others are just made up. So we'll start with question 1. I'm going to be reading it off a screen just there, so I'm looking in an odd direction. Companies such as Britvic, Kellogg's and Mars have written to the Prime Minister in opposition to a proposed ban on the advertising of what online? So the government have proposed to ban the advertising of something online, and companies such as Britvic and Kellogg's, they're against it. What are they opposed to the ban of? And I'll read that question again, a little bit clearer hopefully this time. Question number 1. Companies such as Britvic, Kellogg's and Mars have written to the Prime Minister in opposition to a proposed ban on the online advertising of what foods? So the government, they're proposing to ban online advertising, but of what kind of food? Hope that made sense. Did when I was writing it a few minutes ago. Hello, Mama. Right, moving on to question number 2. What are traditional Chinese sailing boats with fully battened sails called? You see them on telly, the Chinese sailing boats. What are they called? They do get easier. The question number 2. What are traditional Chinese sailing boats with fully battened sails called? Question number 3. What is the highest mountain in China? So what is China's highest mountain? Question number 3. What is the highest mountain in China? Did you lose?
Yeah, I was winning right through to the very end, and then Thomas beat me at the very last minute by getting on the walls like 100 grand and 200 grand and stuff.
Helen's been playing Monopoly and she's lost.
Game of Life.
Oh, I thought you were playing Monopoly.
No, Game of Life, and I lost.
Game of Life and she lost. Okay, moving on to question number 4. The largest volcano in the world, Mauna Loa, is located in which American state?
Okay.
Yes, I know you know that one. So question number 4, Mauna Loa, the largest volcano in the world, is located in which American state? Question number 5. The Japanese attacked the US naval base of Pearl Harbor on the 7th of December in what year? Question number 5. The Japanese attacked the US Navy base of Pearl Harbor on the 7th of December in what year? Question number 6. Who was President of the United States through most of World War II? Question number 6. Who was President of the United States throughout most of World War II? I say most of, he died just before the end. He was still in office and his vice president took over. Moving on to question number 7. David Lloyd George was Prime Minister of the UK during which war? Question number 7. David Lloyd George was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom during which war? Moving on to question number 8. Nice simple one. Which is taller, Blackpool Tower or the Eiffel Tower? Question number 8. Which one is the tallest, Blackpool Tower or the Eiffel Tower? Moving on, question number 9. Dating back to 1267, with contestants framing their faces in a horse collar, the village of Egremont in Cumbria holds the annual World Championship competition of what activity? That was a mouthful. Question number 9. Dating back to 1267, with contestants framing their faces in a horse collar, the village of Egremont in Cumbria holds the annual World Championship competition of what activity? And finally for this round, question number 10. Patrick Clifton is a fictional children's television character known better as who? Question number 10. Patrick Clifton is a fictional television character better known by what name? Who's Patrick Clifton? What does everybody know him as? Okay, we're going to move on to round 2 now, which is loosely based around food and drink. And we'll start that with question number 11. Dave Myers and Cy King are better known as which celebrity chef duo? Dave Myers and Cy King. Guessing that's short for Simon. Question 11. Dave Myers and Cy King are better known as which celebrity chef duo? Question number 12. The chemical with the formula NaHCO3 or sodium hydrogen carbonate is better known as which common baking ingredient? Question 12. The chemical with the formula NaHCO3, or sodium hydrogen carbonate, is better known as which common baking ingredient? Question number 13. In the UK, what batter-based pudding is traditionally served with a roast beef dinner? Question 13. In the UK, which batter-based pudding is traditionally served with a roast beef dinner? Question number 14. What is the main vegetable ingredient in German sauerkraut? Question 14. What is the main vegetable ingredient in German sauerkraut? Question number 15. What does the HP stand for in HP sauce? Question number 15. What does the HP stand for in HP sauce? Question number 16. What kind of food is pumpernickel? Question 16. What kind of food is pumpernickel? I had to look this one up because I had no idea, didn't know. In fact, I had to look quite a few up, to be honest. Moving on to question number 17. Which fast food franchise has the most number of stores in the world? It's kind of surprising. It's not the one you might think, or maybe it is the one you might think. Question number 17. Which fast food franchise has the most number of stalls in the world? Question number 18. What spirit is mixed with ginger beer to create a Moscow Mule? Question 18. What spirit is mixed with ginger beer to create a Moscow Mule? I think the clue is the Moscow bit in that one. Couldn't really be anything else from the Russia. Question number 19. In the annual Black Pudding Throwing World Championship, held in the Lancashire village of Ramsbottom, black puddings are thrown at which rival Yorkshire food? Quite a spectacle to watch. They put the rival food stuff up on a big post and they lob black puddings at it, trying to knock it off. But what food are they trying to knock off with their black puddings? Question 19. In the annual Black Pudding Throwing World Championship, held in the Lancashire village of Ramsbottom, black puddings are thrown at which rival Yorkshire food? I really like all these quirky little British traditions, such as the cheese race down Cooper's Hill, the world's biggest liar competition in Wasdale Head in Cumbria. All funny parts of being British. There's also the football derby. I think that's played in Belper, and it's where the word derby in sports terms comes from. Finally for this round, number 20, by volume, which beverage is the most consumed in the world? So, in the world, what do we drink the most of? I'll give you a clue, it's not beer. Don't know why. So question 20, by volume, which beverage is the most consumed in the world? Okay, I'm going to have a short break, refill the boot, and then we'll do the answers for the first two rounds and we'll move into the picture round, which I can't remember what it is. I only did it a few minutes ago. Oh, it's solar system. Everything's based on the solar system. I'll give you a time to think about your answers and I'll be back in a mo. Okay, I said I'd be back shortly, and I am back shortly. So give everybody a minute to return from the toilet or whatever they're doing. And for the prize draw, I'll give out some numbers a little bit later because I'm doing it on my own. So it is a bit easier if I just do it at the end. Okay, I think people should have had enough time. If you haven't, just let me know. I can always go through things again. Right, back to the general knowledge round with question 1, which was companies such as Britvic, Kellogg's and Mars have written to the Prime Minister in opposition to yeah, I messed it up the second time round as well. Companies such as Britvic, Kellogg... Yes, I'll dig a little hole now and hide. Companies such as Britvic, Kellogg's and Mars have written to the Prime Minister in opposition to a proposed ban on the online advertising of what foods? Well, that's junk foods. The government have proposed that online advertising of junk food should be banned, and obviously people like Mars, they're a bit annoyed about it, so they've written a letter saying we don't agree. Well, the answer is junk food. Question number 2, what are traditional Chinese sailing boats with fully battened sails called? Well, they're called junks. So the answer to question 2 is junk or junks. Question number 3, the highest mountain in China is Everest. They share it with Tibet, I think. Question number 4, the largest volcano in the world, Mauna Loa, well, that's in Hawaii. It's also one of the most active areas for volcanism in the world. It's Kilauea has been erupting since the 70s, pretty much continuously. So the answer to question number 4 is Hawaii. Question 5. The Japanese attacked the US naval base of Pearl Harbor on the 7th of December in 1941. So the answer to question number 5 is 1941. Question number 6. The American president who was president throughout most of World War II was Franklin Roosevelt. Franklin J. Roosevelt, if you like. He died in 1945, near the end of the war. He didn't see the end of it, though. That's what I said. That's why I said most of the war. Pretty much all of it. His second in command, the vice president, gone blank, read it a minute ago, can't remember his name, but he took over anyway. So the answer to question number 6 was Franklin Roosevelt. Question number 7, David Lloyd George was the Prime Minister of the UK during the First World War. Not for all of it, but that's when he was Prime Minister. So the answer to question number 7 is David Lloyd George. Question number 8, which is taller, Blackpool Tower or the Eiffel Tower? Well, the Eiffel Tower's taller by quite a lot. The Eiffel Tower is 300 metres high and the Blackpool Tower is 158 metres high. Also, Blackpool Tower starts pretty much at sea level, I'm guessing Paris is a little bit further above sea level, if you put it like that. Question number 9, dating back to 1267, with contestants framing their faces in a horse collar, the village of Egremont in Cumbria holds the annual World Championship for gurning. They put a horse collar around the face like that and then pull a silly face. There's a World Championship for silly face pulling, and it's been held since 1267 in Egremont. It's called gurning. Well done if you got that. And finally, on the general knowledge, Patrick Clifton is a fictional children's television character, better known as Postman Pat. Postman Pat, his real name is Patrick Clifton. Moving on to the food. Question number 11. Dave Myers and Cy King, they're better known as the Hairy Bikers. I bet somebody wants me to do that silly face again. Well, I'm not going to. Tell you that. So Dave Myers and Cy King, they're better known as the Hairy Bikers. Question 12, the chemical with the formula NaHCO3 or sodium hydrogen carbonate, it's better known as baking soda. If you put bicarbonate of soda or baking powder, they're all pretty much the same, and that will do. There might be slight differences, but oh well. Number 13, in the UK, what batter-based pudding is traditionally served with a roast beef dinner? Well, that's the Yorkshire pudding. Number 14, the main vegetable ingredient in German sauerkraut, that's cabbage. Question number 15, what does HP in HP Source stand for? It's Houses of Parliament. A very common quiz question. I couldn't really think of anything else to put for a minute. That's why I've included it. But if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Question number 16, what kind of food is pumpernickel? Pumpernickel is bread, apparently. Don't think I've had it. I'm not sure I'd heard of it, actually. But pumpernickel, apparently it's bread. I'm guessing half the world's probably heard of this stuff, whereas I haven't. Question number 17, which food franchise has the most number of stores in the world? Now, you'd think it was McDonald's or something like that, but it's not, it's Subway. And when you think about it, Subways are everywhere. So the answer to number 17 is Subway. Question 18, what spirit is mixed with ginger beer to create a Moscow Mule? Obviously, being Russian, it's got to be vodka, and it is vodka. Question number 19, the annual Black Pudding Throwing World Championship, held in the Lancashire village of Ramsbottom. Black puddings are thrown at which rival Yorkshire food? That will be the Yorkshire pudding. They have a stand in the village. They put Yorkshire puddings, giant ones, not the little ones. They put them on this stand and people chuck black puddings at them. That's something that's been going on for a long time, apparently. The answer to question 19 is the Yorkshire pudding. Finally for this round, question number 20. By volume, which beverage is the most consumed in the world? That will be tea, and quite rightly so. So the answer to question 20 is tea. Right, hope you all did well on that. What we're going to do now is move on to the picture round. The pictures are all about the solar system, things that can be found in the solar system. Should be quite easy for most of them, but not all. I'll just swap screens for a moment. And now we should have some sound as well, which makes all the difference when it's a more of an audio quiz rather than a visual quiz, except for the picture part, I suppose. So we're going to move on to picture number 1. These are all based on the solar system. There we go. You just have to identify what it is. Could be a planet. Well, in fact, pretty much all of them are planets, to be fair. But which planet is that? See, there's some kind of blue features going on around here. Some white wispy stuff. Then there's some browny orange things there with a bit of green on. And down at the bottom, it's very white. Well, based on that description and the picture, which planet is it? There you go, you can probably see it a little bit better now. For some reason it doesn't always save the format correctly, even though it's the same slideshow I use every single week, just with different pictures. Right, I think we've had long enough on that one. So we move on to picture number 2, which is question number 22. Again, name the planet. There's some kind of, well, it's definitely round, that's for one. There's a lot of red on this planet. Some mountainous regions maybe. And it does seem to have slight ice caps as well. But which planet is it? Picture 2, question 22. What planet is that? I don't think we need to spend too much time on that one. We'll move on a bit. This one's a little bit more tricky. Picture number 3, question 23. What is the planet? It's quite a big impact crater just there by the looks of it. It looks like it's been blasted a lot, that. It's definitely a planet, but which one is it? Picture 3, question number 3. What is that planet? Moving on. Picture number 4. That's not a planet, but what is it? Again, there's a big impact crater just there. I think these areas are called seas. Some men have been there. They landed in it's called Mare Tranquillitis, Sea of Tranquility. Again, I don't think we need to spend long on this one. Picture number 4, question 24 in our solar system. It's not a planet, but what is it? Picture 5, question 25. It's a planet. It's kind of got a blue theme with some swirly bits. Which planet is that? Some of these you could probably work out by looking at previous answers. So picture 5, question 25. What planet is that? Moving on, picture number 6, which will be question 26. Once again, what's that? It's not quite a planet. I won't say any more because it'll give it away. Looks almost spherical, but not quite. Not on that picture anyway. Well, I think that bit's in shadow down there. But it still doesn't look quite a perfect sphere. Well, technically the Earth isn't a perfect sphere either. It bulges a little bit at the equator. Picture 6, question 26. In our solar system, what is that? Moving on, picture number 7, which is question 27. Nice easy one there. Once again, it's in our solar system. What is it? Some ring-like features. Not much more I can say about it, really. It's got a lot of moons. Picture 7, question 27. In our solar system, what is that? Moving on, picture number 8, which is question 28. Once again, in our solar system, what is that? Got some bright bits on it, some not so bright bits around here. It seems to be ejecting something from the surface. There's a bit of a corona going on, not really visible in this picture. I suppose you could call this area a corona. I don't think it's the corona. No. Picture 8, question 28. What is that? Moving on, picture 9, question 29. Well, that's a little bit different. Again, there's a little bit of a ring feature going on. I believe that's the correct way up as well. Picture 9, question 29. In our solar system, what is that? And finally for this round, picture 10, question 30. There we go. Again, is in our solar system. What is it? Okay, hopefully everybody's got some answers down for those. What we're going to do now is move into our Marmite round. If you haven't played before, it's the round which people either love or hate. Because the might, well, it's pretty much you either know it or you can guess it. I'll just switch screens. Does that work? Yay! We have sound. Okay, the next 10 questions I'm going to read out 10 statistics. All you have to do is decide which is the greatest. By greatest, I mean the furthest, the longest, the heaviest, the most number. For example, if I said elephant or human, number of feet, the elephant would win because it has more feet. So we'll go straight into question number 31. You'll pick it up as it goes along, it's quite easy. This one's for distance. Which is the greatest distance? The mile or the nautical mile? So the greatest distance, which is longer, the mile or the nautical mile? So question number 31. Which has the greatest distance, the mile or the nautical mile? Moving on, question number 32. Which is the greatest distance, the distance from the Earth to the Sun or the distance from the Earth to Mars? Which is the greatest distance, the Earth to the Sun or the Earth to Mars? Obviously, Mars goes around the Sun, and we might be on the other side, so it's based on an average distance. And also, the Earth does an elliptical orbit. When it's at its closest to the Sun, I think it's perihelion, and when it's furthest away, I think it's ahelion. Either that or it's the other way around, and I got it mixed up. I don't know which. But either way, what we want to know is what's the greatest distance? The distance from the Earth to the Sun, or the distance from Earth to Mars? Question number 33. This time we are looking for the greatest time range, the longer stretch of time. So we're looking for the time between the Stegosaurus being alive and the T-Rex being alive, or the T-Rex being alive and humans being alive. Which is the greater amount of time? Stegosaurus to T-Rex or T-Rex to human? Which is the measure of the greatest passage of time? Obviously T-Rex and Stegosaurus weren't alive at the same time. There was a little gap between them. Stegosaurus went extinct. T-Rex became to being. So is that time greater than the T-Rex going to extinct to humans being about, or is it the other way around? And if anybody else can think of a better way of wording that, please let me know. Okay, question number 34. When driving the shortest route, which is the greatest distance? Driving from Nottingham to Amsterdam, or driving from Nottingham to Shetland? Obviously a ferry will be involved. But if you were to drive it, which is the greatest distance? Nottingham to Amsterdam, or Nottingham to Shetland? And this is by the shortest route. It doesn't mean going all the way down and getting through the Channel Tunnel or anything like that. It means the shortest route by, well, the shortest means passenger ferry, car ferry. So which is the greatest distance? Driving from Nottingham to Amsterdam, or driving from Nottingham to Shetland? Moving on, question 35. Which is greatest? The circumference of the Earth or the circumference of Mars? Which is greatest, the circumference of the Earth or the circumference of Mars? This round sounded like a good idea when I put it together, but I think it's turning out to be a bit shit. I suppose that's why they call it the Marmite round. People either love it or hate it. Moving on to question number 6. Which of these bands has had the most UK number ones? Queen or the Spice Girls? That's number 1 UK singles. Who's had the most? Queen or the Spice Girls? Question number 38. Which one of these is the longest? The M1 motorway or the A1? So which is longest, the M1 or the A1? If you're watching in Belarus, it might not make any sense. So we're talking about the roads in the United Kingdom, specifically England, really. Which road is the longest, the M1 or the A1? Question 39. Which of these has the longest lifespan? The elephant or the blue whale? Which lives the longest? I'll give you a clue. Neither of them get a letter from the Queen. But which one lives the longest? The blue whale or the elephant? And finally for this round, which of these countries has the largest area? Is it the United States of America or is it Russia? Which has the largest area? The United States of America or Russia? That's Russia as we know it today, not the USSR. Fun fact, USSR stood for the United Soviet Socialist Republic. If ever that pops up in a quiz, now you know. But which has the largest area, the United States or Russia? Okay, the next questions are written down, which is why I'm looking for them. And this will be the final round, which is the music round. There is only 5 questions, but there are 15 points available. And when I find it, I'll have a look at it, because I haven't read it yet. Ah, here it is. Helen wrote this while I was doing the picture round, and it is called Finish the Lyrics. What I'm going to do is read the lyrics for 5 songs, and there will be a blank. For example, if it was hit me baby one more time, I would say hit me baby, and then you would have to fill in the one more time bit. I'm sure you'll pick it up. And like I said, there's 15 points. Because each question you can gain up to 3 points, because we need the missing lyric, the artist who did the song, and the title of the song as well. So there's a chance to get a few more points on this one. Somebody's looking for question number 38. Right, just before we start that, I'll just catch up on a few things on here. John's wanted to know what's question 38. 38 was the length of the M1 or the A1, and actually, looking at it, I did miss a question out, which will have been question 38. So I'll go back to that. Question 38, which have there been of most? This is since the year 1707, when the United Kingdom of England, Wales and Scotland was formed, I think. But have we had more kings or more queens? That's all we need to know. So since the formation of the United Kingdom, or the year 1707 to be a bit more specific, have we had more kings or more queens? I hope that that clears that up.
That John, did you reply?
Yeah, I'm just replying to it now. I missed one of them out. I must just totally overlooked it while I was going through it.
Thomas, is there any different on
The dip is in the fridge, where I left it. Okay, so after all that confusional stuff, we're going to move on to the music bit. Like I said, I'm going to read you some lyrics. All you have to do is fill out the blank and decide who was the artist and what was the song title. There's 15 points in this round, which is 3 points per question. So this will be question number 41. Because this is Thriller Night, and no one's gonna save you from the blank about to strike. So you need to fill in the blank, Get the artist and the song title. Because this is Thriller Night, and no one's going to save you from the blank about to strike. Question 42. Oh baby, baby, I shouldn't have let you go. And now you're out of blank. Question 42. Oh baby, baby, I shouldn't have let you go. And now you're out of blank. Just had a quick look through in case any of the answers are actually blank. That'll be interesting. Question number 43. Oh my God, look at that face. You look like my next blank. I'd never get that one. Once again, we need the name of the artist, the song title, and the missing lyric, which I've replaced by blank. 43. Oh my God, look at that face. You look like my next what? Question 44. Always, I know, you'll be at my show. Waiting, blank. I'll read that again because I read the writing wrong. Number 44. Always, I know, you'll be at my show. Watching, waiting, blank. Number 44 again. Always, I know, you'll be at my show. Watching, waiting. And finally for tonight, question number 45. Again, we need the missing lyric, the artist, and the song title. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to blank? Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to blank? Okay, I'm going to leave you with those to think about for a moment. Then I'm going to come back with the answers and we will do the prize draw. At some point on this little break thing, I'll get to allocating some numbers. When I do, I'll let you know. But for now, I'm going to have a little rest. Give it a minute maybe. Okay, I seem to be back, and we're going to do the answers to the picture round. Here's a quick recap while I rewind them. Can't seem to get comfy today, I don't know why. Okay, pictures going backwards. Good night. Okay, what's wrong with this chair? Picture number 1, which was question 21, obviously that's the Earth. Moving on to picture 2, question 22, that's Mars. Picture 2 is Mars. Picture 3, question 23, that was a little bit trickier. That one's Mercury. Picture 4, question 24, well that's the Moon. Number 5, which is question 25, you can see it's blue. Blue's like the sea. The god of the sea was Neptune, so that one's Neptune. Number 6, which is question 26, that one is Pluto. No longer a planet. It was declassified as a planet, or demoted you could say, in 2006. Moving on, number 27, well, it's got rings. A few planets have rings, but the one that's most known for its rings is Saturn, and that is Saturn. Number 8, question 28, that's the Sun. Question 29, that's Uranus, or Uranus, depends how you pronounce it. I think British is Uranus and American is Uranus. I prefer the British one because it's a bit more comical. And finally for the pictures, question number 30. Oh, that's Venus. If you've played before, you might remember that things come along in alphabetical order, so that might have helped on that one. And now we're going to move on to the Marmite questions, which is the greatest? Question 31, which is the greatest distance, the mile or the nautical mile? That's the nautical mile, it's a bit longer. Number 32, which is the greatest, the distance from the Earth to the Sun, or the distance from Earth to Mars? Well, that's the distance from the Earth to the Sun. The Sun is on average 150 million kilometres away, and Mars is on average 88 million kilometres away. Obviously Mars can move further away if it's on the other side of the Sun, but it can also come closer, as close as 30 million kilometres we've got it in away. And I think that happened within the past few weeks. It's been very bright in the sky. Number 33, the longest time span. Stegosaurus becoming extinct to T-Rex being alive, or T-Rex becoming extinct to humans being alive. Now, the largest time span there is Stegosaurus to T-Rex. There's 84 million years separating Stegosaurus and T-Rex, and 66 million years separating T-Rex to humans. So Jurassic Park was wrong. Wrong in the sense that T-Rex didn't exist till the Cretaceous. Number 34, which is the greatest distance when driving? Nottingham to Amsterdam or Nottingham to Shetland? That is Nottingham to Shetland. The most direct route from Nottingham to Amsterdam, going by the ferry from Hull, is 342 miles. And if you want to go to Shetland, it's 672 miles. Number, where are we now? 35. Which is greatest, the circumference of the Earth or the circumference of Mars? Well, that's the circumference of the Earth. Number 36. Who's had the most number ones, Queen or the Spice Girls? Well, I'm sorry to say it's the Spice Girls. The Spice Girls have had 9 UK number ones. Queen only had 4. Now this is the one which I missed out, which is Kings versus Queens. Since 1707, has the UK had more kings or queens? Well, we've had more kings. We've had 12 kings and 8 queens. Number 38, which is the longest, the length of the M1 or the length of the A1. It's the A1. The A1 is 410 miles and the M1 is 194 miles. The M1 goes from London to Leeds. The A1 goes from London to Edinburgh. Number 39, which is the greatest lifespan, the lifespan of the blue whale or the elephant. The whale has it. The blue whale lasts 80 to 90 years, as long as it doesn't get hunted or anything. And the same with the elephant. If it doesn't get hunted for anything, it goes from 60 to 70 years. So the winner there is the blue whale. And finally for that round, which has the greatest area? The United States or Russia? Well, obviously it's Russia. Russia covers about 17 million square kilometers, whereas the USA, including Alaska and Hawaii, covers about 9 million square kilometers. Okay, moving on to the whatchamacallit, the music round. Where have I put it again? I've lost it. Some might say I lost it a while ago. Debbie's lost internet. I don't know how long I should wait for someone to get internet back. Okay, she wants question 36 to 38 repeating. I'll do that quickly. 36, Queen had more hits than the Spice Girls. 37, UK Kings or Queens, which was the most? That was Kings. There was more Kings than Queens. 12 versus 8. Number 38, the A1 is much longer than the M1. Right. Finish the lyrics. Question number 41. That was because this is Thriller Night, and no one's gonna save you from the Beast is the answer. The answer is Beast. And for an extra 2 points, that was Michael Jackson and Thriller. Question 42. Oh baby, baby, I shouldn't have let you go, and now you're out of Sight is the answer. And that was Britney Spears' Baby One More Time. If you put Hit Me Baby One More Time, that's fine, because that's what I would have put. Number 43. Oh my God, look at that face. You look like my next. Mistake is the answer. I wouldn't have got that one. And it's Taylor Swift with Blank Space. Don't think I would have got that either. Number 44. Always I know you'll be at my show. Watching, waiting. And the answer is commiserating. I would have put appreciating. I would have been wrong. And that was Blink 182 with All the Small Things. And finally, question number 45. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to? And the answer is Start Again. That was Katy Perry and Firework. I might have got the song, but I don't think I'd have got the next lyrics on that one. So what we're going to do now is to allocate some numbers and then do the all-important prize draw. So while I'm doing that, if you calculate your scores, let me know what you've got, and I'll read a few out for you if you like. Let's use playing. We've got Mama number 1, Marianne number 2, John number 3, Matt number 4, Debbie number 5, Kieran and Lynn number 6, Basso number 7, Nobby number 8, let's have a look. Who else have we got? Well, I know there's more than that. Jenny number 9, Jay number 10, and I think that's about it for the prize draw entries. Okay, so we've got 10 entrants for the prize draw. I shall reveal the answer very shortly. Yep, John, the answer to Queen or Spice Girls, it was the Spice Girls. The Spice Girls have had more UK number 1s than Queen. What was it? Yeah, 4 versus 9. Right, let's do this prize draw. Right in the middle is number 5, which is Debbie. You've won some sweeties, well done. Okay, I shall read out some answers. Keep popping up. Kieran scored 35, well done. Debbie scored 40 and won the sweets as well. Mama scored 27. Well done, I enjoyed it. Thanks for playing. Or thanks for playing. Or thanks for playing. Yeah, everything's in reverse for me, you see. John scored 42. Debbie said she scored 41, but she's also said she scored 40. So which one is it? I think there's about a 20-second delay, so while I'm saying this, people are writing stuff, and I'm thinking, oh, everybody's gone. Yes, you can choose which sweets you would like. We'll put them in a little bag for you. Matt scored 19. Well done. Better than last week, I think. Yes, when I repeated the answers for Debbie, who lost internet connection, I told her the wrong one for the Queen Spice Girls. That's because I was just rushing through it. So she did score 41 and not 40. Right, going to leave you all to it. I will be back on Wednesday at the same time of 8 o'clock. So, if there's only 2 or 3 people playing, it doesn't matter, I'll still do it. Until then, thanks for playing. Other hand, thanks for playing, and we'll see you Wednesday. Good night. That was the wrong button.